we meet Danny Meehan, once the proud captain of England's national football team. His life has taken a dark turn. He chases cheap thrills, racing through the city streets while drinking straight from a whiskey bottle. One night, his recklessness catches up with him. After a drunken brawl with police officers, Danny is arrested and sentenced to 3 years in prison for assault and drunk driving. His once glorious career ends in disgrace. Inside prison, the guards make it clear he's just another inmate now, and the prisoners treat him like a traitor, a man who sold out his country for money. He's beaten, humiliated, and forced into dirty work, cleaning up trash, and even human waste around the yard. An old-timer named Doc takes him under his wing, introducing him to Charlie Sykes. Danny meets all kinds of dangerous characters, from the explosive and unhinged Nitro, who claims he can get anything for anyone, to the massive, intimidating inmate fittingly nicknamed Massive. Everyone either mocks or threatens him. Even his cellmates despise him. Out in the yard, Danny witnesses the infamous Monk, a chained monster of a man, rumored to have killed 23 people before even learning karate. No one dares go near him, not even the guards. Eventually, Danny is summoned to meet the prison governor. The warden tries to convince him to coach the prison's football team, believing Danny's experience could finally lead them to victory in the local prison league. But under pressure from a corrupt officer named Burton, Danny refuses. Burton wants the team and Danny to fail. The rejection only makes things worse. Danny becomes a target for harassment. The governor, a man obsessed with gambling, can't understand why Danny keeps getting into trouble when he claims he only wants to serve his time peacefully. Things start to shift when Massive brings Danny food and shares an idea, a football match between the inmates and the guards. It sounds like a friendly game, but it's really a chance for both sides to prove themselves. Danny tries to recruit players, but many inmates are banned by Sykes, who still controls the underground network. Amid the chaos, a young fan named Blue soon appears, proudly wearing Danny's old football jersey and eager to learn from his idol. For the first time, Danny begins to feel purpose again. But beneath the surface, corruption runs deep. Doc reveals that Sykes and the governor are in business together, exchanging insider betting tips for smuggled contraband hidden in acid-soaked newspapers. And Nitro, ever the opportunist, turns into a snitch, feeding information to anyone willing to pay. Meanwhile, the brutal Officer Hatchet keeps tormenting Massive. No one dares to step in, except Danny. He rushes to help, but ends up getting tackled by guards and thrown straight into solitary confinement, locked in the dark for days. Because Danny is a high-value prisoner, he's eventually released early and taken to the yard. There, a group of black inmates approach him, grateful that he stood up for Massive, and offer to join his football team. Danny and Massive begin building their squad, rating each player based on skill. Surprisingly, Danny's cellmates show real talent, and even Sykes' right-hand man, a tough Scottish inmate, wants payback against the guards. Outside the yard, chaos brews. Sykes, furious after losing 5,000 pounds, threatens the governor and even drenches his car in gasoline as a warning. Meanwhile, the unhinged Nitro tries to replace Massive as team manager, bragging that he'd be better at the job. Danny refuses. Knowing Nitro's history, the man's already blown up 5 people, but Nitro doesn't take rejection well, claiming Danny has been cozying up to the guards and snitched about the acid-soaked newspaper smuggling ring. Hatchet believes him and drags Danny off with the Scotsman's help, threatening to gouge his eye out. Danny fights back and actually wins. When guards rush in, he keeps his mouth shut, refusing to name names. That earns the Scotsman's respect, and he apologizes, offering both himself and a few tough players for the team. To stop Sykes from interfering, Danny strikes a deal. Let Sykes bet on the game and choose who wins. Amused, Sykes agrees, betting on the inmates instead of the guards. Meanwhile, Danny's biggest fan, Blue, keeps begging for a chance to join the team, and Danny doesn't have the heart to say no. The old-timer Doc opens up about his past, how a single mistake with a grenade cost innocent lives. A story that reminds Danny why he's doing this. For redemption. Finally, Sykes allows his men to join the team, but adds one brutal condition. Danny must fight one of them to prove he's not just making friends. The chosen opponent, Gentle Nick, falls ill, so Danny faces the Catch, an undefeated monster with 30 wins. The fight is unlike anything else. The two men are chained, taking turns punching each other in the face and chugging homemade prison booze after every hit. Catch fights dirty and hits hard, but Danny's jaw and tolerance are stronger. After a brutal exchange, Danny smashes a mug across Catch's face and wins. That victory earns him Sykes' full support. Now, Danny's real challenge begins, turning this crew of violent thugs into an actual football team. The only thing they're missing is a goalkeeper. Surprisingly, The Scotsman suggests the one man nobody dares to talk to, the monk, the prison's most feared inmate. Sykes personally negotiates the monk's release from solitary, hinting to the governor that betting on the guards could pay off big. At first, the monk refuses to play, but when he hears the game is against the guards, he instantly agrees. During training, he breaks another player's nose and casually calls it an accident. Both sides, inmates and guards, start taking the match seriously. The yard transforms into a battleground of pride, anger, and redemption. And Danny's team, they're finally ready to give the guards hell. As the team continues to form, Doc opens up to Danny about his past. He tells him about the mistake that keeps him up at night, throwing a leftover grenade into a man's house after a fight, but only if Danny proves himself by fighting one of his top guys. Originally, Danny was supposed to fight Gentle Nick, but with him out sick, he's matched against the Catch, a massive, undefeated brawler, train harder than ever. The Scotsman, the monk, and Blue start teaching the rest of the team a set of rough, dirty moves to use against the guards. Nitro begins building a bomb, setting up the chaos that's yet to come. The warden's secretary secretly develops feelings for Danny and decides to help him. She sneaks him video footage of the guards' past matches and their personal records, giving Danny and his team a huge advantage. Nitro, still bitter and unstable, plants a bomb inside Danny's locker, hoping to take him out. Meanwhile, Danny opens up to Doc during a quiet moment, confessing that he once threw an important match. Back then, fame and money got the better of him, and when he ran into debt, dangerous people forced him to miss a penalty, or face being crippled for life. Their conversation is cut short when a massive explosion rocks the prison. Nitro believes he's finally getting transferred to a nicer facility, but instead, he's sent to the prison's psychiatric ward, never to return. The tragedy leaves the inmates shaken, especially after losing Doc, who had quietly saved his money to buy the team proper uniforms before his death. On game day, the entire prison gathers to watch. The guards stand tall, confident in their power, while the inmates, now the Bone Crushers, look sharp and united. Before kickoff, Danny rallies his team, reminding them that this is their chance to prove themselves, to show that even prisoners can rise above their pasts. As the whistle blows, the tension explodes on the field, both sides ready to fight, not just for victory, but for pride and redemption. Both sides explode into chaos as soon as the whistle blows. The match quickly turns brutal, tackles fly, fists swing, and no one's holding back. The guards are first to threaten a goal during a counterattack, but Danny charges in. Moments later, he lines up a free kick and sends the ball straight into Hatchet's crotch, twice in a row. The crowd goes wild. The monk, clearly unhinged, forgets which goal is his and storms toward the wrong end. No one dares stop him. Players grab each other's shirts, bodies crash, and the field turns into a war zone. During a free kick, the ball ricochets toward Monk's net. For a brief moment, he loses himself in a violent daydream, wiping out the entire guard team, but he snaps back just in time to make an incredible save. Troy pushes deep into enemy territory and sets up the Iranian for a spectacular bicycle kick. He misses, but Danny picks up the rebound and fires the ball into the net, scoring the inmate's first goal. The crowd roars. 5 minutes left in the first half, and it's pure madness. Even the commentators start brawling. That's how the half ends. Blood, sweat, and chaos. During the break, Sykes lies to the warden, claiming the inmates refuse to throw the game. The warden's furious. He threatens to fire the guards if they lose. He then corners Danny, accusing him of being involved in Doc's death. According to him, Nitro confessed that Danny sent Doc to his cell, making him part of the murder. The warden warns Danny that if he wins, he'll add 20 more years to his sentence. In the second half, Danny starts to break. His defense falters, passes go astray, and he ignores open teammates. The monk, however, flips into full beast mode, flying across the goal, blocking impossible shots with wild flips and dives. The game stays violent. Blue Tea keeps messing up and missing easy chances, while tension rises. When a guard spits on the Iranian, he snaps and punches him in the face, earning a red card and leaving the inmates down a player. Troy pushes forward again, feeding the ball to Catch, who nails it in. The inmates lead 2-0, but pride gets the better of the monk. He starts showboating near the penalty box, and the guards take advantage, scoring and cutting the lead in half. The monk admits it was his fault, and the team's spirit begins to crumble. Danny fakes an injury to avoid responsibility, angering Massive and disappointing his teammates. With fewer players, the guards equalize 2-2. Realizing his mistake, Danny gets back up, determined to fix everything. He pushes forward alone, sprinting across the field as the team refuses to trust him. Hatchet tries to stop him, but Monk intercepts with another powerful strike, right to Hatchet's groin before play continues. The guards are awarded a free kick, but Monk saves it spectacularly. The ball bounces to midfield, where only Danny and one defender remain. Danny outpaces the defender, goes one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and gets knocked down, but he gets back up, battered and breathing hard. Instead of shooting, he passes the ball to Blue T, who redeems himself by blasting it into the empty net. The inmates take the lead with seconds left on the clock. The whistle blows. They've won. The entire prison erupts in cheers. The warden storms onto the field, furious, threatening to destroy Danny's life. But Burton steps in, defends him, and praises the match as one of the best he's ever seen. Then, just as things start to calm down, the warden's car explodes in the distance, a fiery message from the bookie, reminding everyone that even behind bars, no one is untouchable. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic Film Hidden Recap.